I will now talk about the period, the political history from 1992 to 2015. And that period of time, it was only fair for me to name it the Guyanese Renaissance. The Guyanese electorate voted the PPP into power on the 9th of October 1992 via a free and fair election. Dr. Cheddi Jagan became the first legally elected President of Guyana. Let me emphasize, the first legally elected President of Guyana. Cheddi Jagan's presidency was followed by the presidencies of Mr. Hinds, Mr. Cheddi Jagan, Mr. Bharrat Jagdeo, who had occupied the presidency for at least 12 years, and Mr. Donald Ramotar, who is currently the incumbent. The period from 1992 to 2015 can ideally be cited as the Guyanese Renaissance, as it witnessed extraordinary success in pursuit of its economic and social developmental mandate. Excuse me. The construction of the Berbice Bridge, the Mahaicony Bridge, the Mahaica Bridge, the Takutu Bridge, and the ferry service to Nikerie, among many others, represent the few structural initiatives embraced by the PPP to address and promote the traveling convenience of Guyanese en masse. The Berbice Bridge in particular has shrunk the inconvenience of Berbicians traveling to the capital city of Georgetown and beyond in terms of time, and simultaneously generates revenue to the government and creates jobs. The Takutu Bridge has been intended and designed to facilitate trade between Brazil and Guyana, a plan that is steeped towards bringing massive revenue to the government. Stretches of well-structured four-lane roads have been constructed at strategic areas that are brightened by long distances of street lighting. And in some areas, roads have been widened to reduce accidents and facilitate safe bicycling. Over the years, the PPP has been very aggressive and enterprising in addressing and realizing issues of modernization. The Providence Stadium, or the Guyana National Stadium, was built in 2006 primarily to host world-class cricket, with the capacity to accommodate at least 15,000 spectators and the potential to be turned into a multi-use facility. On numerous occasions, it had hosted world-class cricket, most notably the match between Sri Lanka and South Africa, which inched its way into international cricketing history when Sri Lankan fast bowler Lasith Malinga took 4 wickets in 4 consecutive deliveries. That was extraordinary. It exceeded the hat-trick with his 3 wickets in 3 consecutive deliveries. The Providence Stadium, the Albion Complex, and few other outdoor facilities have been sporting floodlights, which allow people to gather at night and enjoy a game of cricket or other national and international events like football, rugby, mega concerts, etc. In addition, the Princess Hotel in Providence, which is adjacent to the stadium, blends into further commercialize the stadium by housing stadium-connected guests with its modern, stylish, and elegant, well-kept rooms. Another hotel that gives Guyana a buzz into modernization is the recently opened Marriott Hotel. Actually, there are about 16 similar hotels strategically located throughout Guyana. The Splashman Resort, which is about 12 miles from Cheddi Jagan International Airport, is among the top tourist resorts and attraction in Guyana. Among the many facilities it features are 4-seater pedal boats, trampolines, floats, jet boats, etc., not to mention its vibrant and sprawling ecosystem and tropical forests, where trees are bridged with hummocks and associated contingencies. Then there are beaches harnessed by the PPP, where people can go relax and being caressed by the wafting Atlantic breeze. A suiting example is the number 63 beach, your convenience, where benabs, which are small huts, sugarcoat your convenience. Indeed, this is indeed the tip of the iceberg for the massive tourist industry that is in the making. In the area of education, the PPP since 1992 has opened 23 secondary schools throughout Guyana, mostly in the hinterland, where there were none secondary schools before 1992, to mobilize and improve the educational standard of the younger generation, who are the primary resource of Guyana. Progress in so doing has been rewarded by the fact that Guyanese students have been singled out at the CHC examination as top performers during the past 10 years when compared to other CARICOM countries. Indeed, even though more has to be done, the education system in Guyana has aligned its perspectives to keep abreast with electronic and computer technology, especially for the younger generation, or shall I say Generation X, to mobilize its potential and creative ability by digitizing their curiosities and input on the World Wide Web. Terms like internet, YouTube, Skype, text are now in their active vocabulary. This unequivocally helped to maximize communication with the Guyanese at home and the diaspora, among others. Furthermore, it allows students to digitize their research and pursuit of knowledge in general. Ms. Priya Manichan, the Minister of Education, has been instrumental working together with the PPP to make this happen. Computer technology shrunk the world to further our capabilities and the better part of our interests. The PPP set up Internet Cafe, even though some are privately owned, for us to maximize the benefits of technology. Also, the diaspora and the PPP government contributed noticeably to allow most homes to have a computer. Furthermore, at the university level, in Guyana, a Berbice campus has been set up at Port Moran, Berbice, to moderate the convenience of Berbicians who are eligible to attend. This has been met with considerable success in recent years, as there continue to be an incremental increase in graduates. The healthcare system in Guyana since 1992 has been boasting massive and sustained improvement. Health centers have been set up throughout the country, accompanied by vaccination programs that trickled to benefit people all the way to the grassroots level. The hospitals have been in the making at Mahaicony, Lenora, Suddy, Lethem, Maparuma, and Linden, replacing old structures. The Skeleton Hospital and the West Damara Hospital was reconstructed. Major rehabilitation took place at Charity, Bartica, Fort Wellington, Legwan, Wakenham, Blackbush, Polder, and Maida. The New Amsterdam Hospital had been demolished and reconstructed. In addition to this, the University of Guyana has expanded its postgraduate program to include doctors in surgery, medicine, infectious diseases, ophthalmology, and gynecology, etc. Meanwhile, the Chinese have engaged a bilateral arrangement with the Guyana government to introduce laparoscopy, which is a new type of heart surgery, at the premier health institution, the Georgetown Public Hospital. An oncology center, that is cancer, that deals with cancer obviously, has been set up at the Guyana Public Hospital Corporation. New diagnostic programs, pap smear, PSA testing, HPV testing, etc. Furthermore, the PPP is in the process of improving training for more than 1,000 doctors, 50 dentists, 200 medics, 250 health community workers, 1,200 nurses, etc. The PPP earmarked $10 billion for healthcare and associated contingencies. In simple terms, the country is booming. Over 100,000 homeowners has a vehicle. In 2014, over 10,000 new registration has been issued. Modernization has gradually glaciered its way into the country and the people's lifestyle, and rightly so. It's a Guyanese Renaissance. Notwithstanding the above, the opposition has brightly progressed of the PPP in executing a few of its major projects. In opposing the Amelia hydroelectric project, the opposition, in coordination with its propaganda outlet, the Culture News, has hoodwinked the people into believing that a PPP would amass a debt burden of 2.4 billion US if it were to go through with the project. That's false information, ladies and gentlemen. The debt burden to the PPP will be zero, since the Amelia project will be financed by private investors. On the contrary, this project has the impact of reducing the debt burden, since it would reduce the government's dependence on fossil fuel, thereby reducing the import bill. In addition, the opposition objected to the extension and modernization of the Cheddi Jagan International Airport, which would help to bolster and support the long-awaited tourist industry. Moreover, the opposition has been flirting with the anti-laundering bill and blocking its passage. By so doing, it impairs the ability of people to transmit money in and out of the country, and can indirectly impact on the creditworthiness of Guyana. The construction of a specialty hospital has been objected to for no sensible reason, just to stymie the progress of the PPP. The progress and achievement that the PPP has made over the years are too numerous to mention. In a few minutes, but I have mentioned to you a few financial and fiscal facts which should not be overlooked. In 1992, the PPP inherited a bankrupt, diminished government, where the national debt was 2.1 billion. That was 750% of its GNP, which was 280 billion. That has been reduced over the years by the iconic financial ability and business acumen of Mr. Bharrat Jagdeo and Dr. Ashni Singh, by the utilization of their financial and fiscal prudence, accountability and transparency. They had substantial amount of the debt forgiven. Today, the national debt is 50% of the GDP. The GDP in Guyana is $3 billion, and 5% of the national earnings is used to service that debt. The debt. This allows money to be used to quadruple developmental progress. That's it until I go to chapter 4.